Confirmation in the last few minutes as I was running through the classifiers that is now officially a Arsenal player. The medicals passed earlier today. Personal terms were agreed. That news broke around about 3 hours ago. But in the last few minutes, news confirmed, is a gunner. He has made...
In a staggering development that has the footballing world glued to their screens, Brazilian superstar Rodrygo Goes is reportedly undergoing a medical at London Colney ahead of a historic move to Arsenal. The Real Madrid forward, widely considered one of the most clinical and technically gifted wingers in Europe, arrived in London via private jet early this morning, signalling the beginning of the end for one of the most protracted transfer sagas of the 2026 January window. The atmosphere at the Emirates Stadium and the club's training ground is nothing short of electric. For years, Mikel Arteta has been rumoured to be a clandestine admirer of the 25-year-old, viewing him as the final piece of the puzzle to secure Arsenal's dominance both domestically and in the Champions League. As the medical team begins their rigorous assessment, the reality that a Galactico is about to wear the red and white is finally sinking in for the North London faithful. Reports suggest the deal is worth a staggering £90 million, a fee that would shatter Arsenal's previous transfer records and serve as a monumental statement of intent to the rest of the Premier League. While Real Madrid were initially reluctant to part with the man who delivered so many iconic Champions League moments, the emergence of younger talents at the Bernabeu and Rodrygo's desire for a central role in a project led him toward the English capital. Mikel Arteta's pursuit of Rodrygo has been described as relentless. Sources close to the club indicate that the manager held multiple video calls with the Brazilian over the last fortnight, detailing exactly how his versatility across the front three would elevate the Gunners' attack. Arteta's ability to convince elite talents to buy into his process has once again proven to be Arsenal's greatest weapon in the transfer market. The medical itself is a standard but exhaustive procedure, especially given the high stakes of such a massive financial outlay. Club doctors are currently putting the forward through a series of cardiovascular tests and musculoskeletal scans to ensure he is ready for the high-intensity physical demands of the Premier League. Fans have already spotted club photographers arriving at the training base, hinting that a media reveal could be imminent. For the Arsenal squad, the arrival of Rodrygo represents a significant shift in internal competition. With Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli already established as world-class wide options, the addition of Rodrygo creates a headache for Arteta that any manager in the world would envy. His presence allows for tactical fluidity, enabling Arsenal to switch between a traditional 4-3-3 and a more dynamic, interchanging front line that can unlock the deepest of defensive blocks. In Madrid, the mood is one of bittersweet farewell. Rodrygo has been a loyal servant to Los Blancos, often the clutch player in their most desperate moments. However, with the Spanish giants looking to balance their books for a potential summer move for a high-profile midfielder, the sale of Rodrygo became a pragmatic necessity. For the player, the move to Arsenal offers the leading man status he has often had to share with the likes of Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe. The financial logistics of the deal are equally impressive. Arsenal's sporting director, Andrea Berta, has reportedly negotiated a structured payment plan that allows the club to remain well within the limits of the Premier League's Profit and Sustainability Rules, PSR. This clever accounting ensures that while the club is spending big, they are not jeopardizing their long-term stability or their ability to move for other targets in the summer. As news of the medical spread, social media was inundated with reactions from former Arsenal legends. Many have pointed out that Rodrygo's clinical finishing and big-game temperament are exactly what the club needs to navigate the knockout stages of the Champions League. His experience in winning Europe's elite competition is seen as an invaluable asset to a relatively young Arsenal dressing room that is still hungry for its first continental trophy. The Brazilian connection at Arsenal has undoubtedly played a role in this transfer. Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Magalhães are known to be close friends with Rodrygo through the national team setup, and it is believed they have been agents of persuasion behind the scenes for months. This existing chemistry is expected to help Rodrygo settle into the London lifestyle and the dressing room culture almost instantly. Strategically, this move signals that Arsenal are no longer looking for potential, they are buying finished articles at the peak of their powers. Rodrygo is not a project, he is a solution. His arrival mid-season is a clear indication that the board believes the Premier League title is within their grasp this year and they are willing to provide Arteta with every possible tool to secure it. The logistical planning for his debut is already underway. Should the medical be completed and the paperwork filed by the evening deadline, there is a possibility that Rodrygo could be included in the squad for the upcoming North London derby. Such a debut would be the stuff of fairy tales, potentially endearing him to the fans before he has even played a full 90 minutes for the club. At the Emirates, the club shop is reportedly preparing for an unprecedented surge in shirt sales. The number 11 or a potential vacant number is being discussed for the Brazilian, and marketing teams are working overtime to prepare a launch video that matches the magnitude of the signing. The Rodrygo effect is already being felt in the club's commercial departments. While the medical is the final hurdle, it is often where the most tension lies for fans. However, those close to the player insist he is in the best physical condition of his career, having maintained a rigorous individual training regime even as the transfer talks intensified. There is a sense of inevitability about the announcement now. The "here we go" from top insiders has already echoed across the internet. As the sun sets over North London, the image of Rodrygo in an Arsenal tracksuit is becoming a reality. This transfer window will be remembered as the moment the Gunners truly stepped into their new era as a European powerhouse. With Rodrygo Goes on the verge of being confirmed, the message to the rest of the footballing world is loud and clear: Arsenal are back, and they mean business.